The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Can a revocable living trust avoid estate tax? Take 7. Welcome to Learn About Law. My name's Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law, and today we're going to talk about how a revocable living trust can help avoid estate tax. So first, let's talk about what estate tax is. Estate tax is a tax on a person's assets after they pass away. On both the state and federal level, you have an estate tax, and they both have different exemption amounts. Amounts below the exemption amount are non-taxable. So on the state level, there's a $4 million per person exemption amount. So each person has $4 million in assets that they can pass on without them being taxable. Everything above that is taxable. On the federal level, the exemption amount is $5.5 million per person. So that's what estate tax is. Now let's talk about what a revocable living trust is and kind of the basics of what it does. So a revocable living trust is a legal entity that can own property separate and apart from the creator. It differs from irrevocable trusts in that during the creator's lifetime, the creator has full freedom to change the trust, revoke it, and basically do whatever he or she wants with the assets. So during the creator's lifetime, there's no real downside. You don't notice any difference between owning the assets as an individual in your individual name and owning it in the trust name. But when you pass away, a revocable living trust serves the function of having the assets be outside of your probate estate. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with estate tax yet. I'm just kind of breaking down the basics and the foundations first. But I want you to understand how revocable living trusts and probate work, because a lot of times when people think about using revocable living trusts for estate tax purposes, what they're really thinking about is avoiding probate. So when you pass away without a revocable living trust and without one that's funded properly, your estate has to go through a probate case. And this takes a year. It costs about 5 to 10% of the value of your estate in attorney's fees sometimes. We don't charge that much, but a lot of attorneys do. And it's a real headache for your loved ones. And really, the problem with it taking a year is that your loved ones don't get access to your assets for a year. But a lot of people, when they think about estate tax, what they're thinking of is the 5 to 10% that you're paying in attorney's fees and court costs of the value of the estate. That operates almost like a tax. So what a lot of people use revocable living trusts for is making sure that any assets that are owned by the trust are not part of a probate estate, so that a probate estate isn't necessary when you pass away. Rather than going through a probate case, what will happen is the trustee of the trust, the person responsible for it, will immediately distribute assets to creditors and heirs without having to pay an attorney. You're saving on that 5 to 10% of the value of your estate that you would otherwise pay to attorney's fees and court costs. Your loved ones get your assets immediately, and it's really kind of no muss, no fuss, not much of a headache. So that's kind of phase one of what a revocable living trust can do. And although that has nothing to do with estate tax, that's a common misconception is, people think about probate as estate tax and one and the same. Probate's kind of the first level of benefit of the revocable living trust, and you're saving money on attorney's fees by having one. But it can also provide estate tax benefits, and I'm going to explain that now. If we're not worried about estate tax, if someone is well below the exemption amount, we just do a joint trust for a couple, so they only need one revocable living trust. It's a little bit simpler. If we are worried about estate tax, then what we do is we do a slightly different strategy and use one trust for each member of the couple. And you don't need to know why we do this. It's kind of arcane, but the bottom line is what this will do is on the state level allow each member of the couple to take advantage of one another's estate tax exemptions. So what this does is it essentially raises your exemption from $4 million as an individual to $8 million as a couple. And this means that anything below $8 million for the married couple is not going to be subject to estate tax. And in a practical sense, this really just basically doubles your estate tax exemption. It takes the amount you have to worry about from $4 million to everything above $4 million to everything above $8 million. And for a lot of people, this is all they really need in order to not have to worry about estate tax. On the federal level, you can already do this. On the federal level, people can already take advantage of one another's estate tax exemptions if they're married. So on the federal level, you're talking about a $5 million exemption per person, $5.5 million, but an $11 million exemption per couple automatically. What Revocable Living Trust can do is allow this to happen on the state level and basically take you from $4 million as an individual to $8 million as a couple. Now, let's quickly talk about the difference between a revocable living trust and an irrevocable trust. An irrevocable trust does have an impact during your lifetime. You lose some control over the assets. So if you don't need one, we don't usually want you to have one. A revocable living trust is better because there's no real downside. An irrevocable trust, though, is kind of the next line of defense once you're over $8 million in assets. So the first line of defense is to take you from $4 million exemption to $8 million as a married couple. If that's not enough and you still have more assets than that, then we use irrevocable trust to remove assets from your estate by giving up some control over them during your lifetime. And we also use lifetime gifting strategies to reduce the amount of your estate to get it below that $8 million exemption amount. The revocable living trusts are the only thing we can use to basically raise your exemption. Irrevocable living trusts lower the asset amount to get it below that amount. But again, you're giving up some control of the assets during your lifetime. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below our post at learn-about-law.com or below the YouTube video on our YouTube station. If you found this helpful and you'd like to be alerted when we put out new content, which is basically daily, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Feel free to give us a call for a free consultation at 630-324-6666. That's 630-324-6666. There's no real level of complexity that's too complex for us to handle for estate plans, and we have offices all around Chicagoland for your convenience. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for new videos every week and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit Making Real Estate Fun for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation.